Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of D.VA Ate My Podcast. My name is Bull Skunk, alongside my illustrious host, Knight Rider, Airborne, and the Wonderful Ocean. And we have a very, very special guest for you here today. Today's guest is Sayo. Round of
Hello.
applause. Thank you so much for being here. Ryder, what do we got in store for the people this week?
Oh man, we got a ton of stuff for this week. We got OWL. We got a little bit of that console watch. And the big ticket item that everybody's looking forward to, 37 dad jokes, right? That's it, 37 dad jokes. No, you're right. So, Sayo is here because Sayo has been that Valorant grind. I don't even know if you've gotten any sleep at all the past, 2 weeks, dude.
Got a couple hours.
It's been pretty crazy. So just so you guys know, Sayo, I was trolling the Twitter a little bit, and happenstance, I saw someone retweet him. I went on, checked out his stuff and everything like that, and I'm like, this sounds like a cool dude. I'm gonna go hop into his DMs real quick. I hopped in and said, hey, you want to be on a podcast? He's just like, wait, me? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Come on, you got a pretty decent following. I've seen your stuff. I watched your stream a little bit. And you seem like a really cool dude. I even before I was just like, all right, let's make this official. I went over and I found out he was part of Tidal because I was in the server, and I messaged Tiger and I'm like, hey, is this guy cool, or is he gonna be toxic as hell on my podcast? And he's like, oh no, man, this dude's chill. You're gonna love him. I'm like, all right, let's do this. So,
well, we appreciate you coming and hanging out with us, Sayo.
Little backstory.
Let's just not talk about the fun we had in darkness.
Well, you know what? I actually want to mention one thing. If you guys celebrated it, happy Easter to everybody. I had a great Easter. I decided I was going to try and be a good husband and sliced off part of the tip of my finger. So there's that.
As all good husbands do.
So my wife, she's pregnant and all. She went to her aunt's house to drop off some Easter cupcakes. She's like, all right, well, as soon as I get back, I got to finish peeling the potatoes. I'm like, good guy Ryder is going to peel those potatoes for her, and she's going to be so happy when she gets back, score some brownie points. Nope. Only thing I peeled was the tip of my finger.
So did you cut the tip of your finger off with a potato peeler?
Yeah, so it's so I'm gonna spare the graphics. Some people
I've never with a Y peeler before peeling fruit. That's nasty. It's pretty easy to take the tip of your thumb off.
This entire piece of my thumb actually came off.
Yep,
right
I did the exact same thing bartending years ago. I very quickly learned to. You grip anything like this. Keep your thumb on this side of the fruit or whatever you're peeling. Don't grip it like this, because you're gonna go whop.
Yep, and that's what I did, and you know what? I was just stupid about it. So it's still half on there. So it's not completely off, but it's half on there. But,
before we get too far into this, we had Gino, aka Demonic Effects, coming through with 6 gifted subs in chat. I just wanted to say massive thank you before we get into the meat of this thing. Huge support. Really appreciate it, my friend. Okay, moving on.
More dad jokes. Let's get that counter up.
Oh, that broke 40 right there. We're at 41, 42.
Let's go.
42
let's
right
go.
now. Oh, good lord.
All right.
Fortunately, I pressed.
So let's get into the meat of this thing. All right. So I believe in an hour or so, we're actually going to have an OWL match. What Correct. OWL match do we have coming up?
Let's see. Who is playing today? We have the Battle for LA is at 8. Let me get.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna be the second match of tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta versus Washington. So.
Atlanta versus Washington. Okay, I got my money on neither. They're both gonna throw hard.
The match schedule isn't loading for me.
Today it's Atlanta Reign versus Washington Justice. LA Gladiators versus LA Valiant. And that's it. That's all the games today.
Okay. All right. Hot takes. We're doing hot takes right now on tonight's games. Before they start up.
I don't really have any hot takes, to be honest.
I mean,
no
Ocean. No hot takes.
Atlanta over
Oh, okay. So
Washington,
I
and Gladiators
have
over
predictions,
Valiant.
but they're not all predictions. They're not spicy. I mean, it's actually. I mean, look, the Atlanta Rain.
well, let me ask you this, Ocean. Let me ask you this: do either of these matches really excite you?
No.
Any of these matches, the Battle for LA is always exciting. 'cause
Battle
it's
for
a
LA,
huge
yeah.
rivalry.
Okay,
Battle
okay.
Royale.
So that's the game to
I
watch
kind
for
of
tonight.
am
If you guys are looking
intrigued
for something,
to watch Florida versus Paris, because Paris have been extremely unlucky this season. You know, of course, there's Sparkle, who can't play for ages. Smacks, who had to go get heart surgery and then got coronavirus afterwards.
Yep.
Z's had to go back to Korea with back trouble. Hip had to retire, so that's 4 players they lost.
Yeah.
Do I think that's
That's
good
a
enough for them to
yikes.
still beat the Florida Mayhem?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, they're the only
so-
team to beat the Fusion so far this year, so.
I know.
But
Yeah,
they
I
got
got
3-0'd by Houston the week before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm more excited by
uh,
the Battle for Los Angeles, but I think the most interesting game will actually be the Florida Mayhem versus the Paris Eternal, which I think the Paris Eternal will still take, even with all their issues. They just look very well set up, look well coached. So
Well, I
they
mean,
put
one thing
pressure
I
on
wanted to
their
touch
coach.
on from week 10 is Houston. Houston winning, I mean, really both Texas teams coming through, but Houston have won
Let's go.
4 of their last 5
Annie,
games.
yo!
After such a
Let's go,
dumpster fire
Annie,
of
boy!
a start. Calm down. But after such a dumpster fire of a start, Houston have actually managed to come back and get 4 of their last 5 in dubs.
Our power rankings would look really good if we just switched Seoul Dynasty and Vancouver Titans around.
Yes.
Yeah, our power rankings were actually pretty spot on.
Oh my God.
And we just switched
Watching
those
the-
2 teams around
watching the
and
Vancouver
maybe drop
Titans-
Washington a bit for Paris.
The
Then we'd
Washington,
be looking pretty good.
the Vancouver Titans, watching them pissed me off.
Yeah. Got
When are
3-0'd
they
by
gonna
the
bring back-
Got
When are
3-0'd
they
by
gonna
the
bring back
charge.
Bumper?
And the Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, 3-1.
3-1. Oh, well, sorry.
So let's
okay.
do
won a
a
map.
quick breakdown then. Let's go through the results from this past weekend.
So, do you have a favorite Overwatch team? Do you have somebody that you keep an eye on and cheer for?
First season it was Dallas.
Burn Blue.
Second season it was also
Hey.
Dallas. And then now it's Toronto/Dallas.
Nice. Well, I mean, speaking of, the
Okay.
Well, I feel
Fuel
bad
came
there.
out with their most dominant performance in 2 years. That
I
was something to
know.
watch. The fastest time ever recorded on Hanamura, new Overwatch League record for complete. They work so well in tandem. They
Well,
work
I-
so good together.
So let's start-
We were talking the night that D.VA got signed to Dallas, and you were like, "Who is this kid?" To me,
Yeah.
Because this kid. To me,
Yeah.
Because
He was
I
part
watched.
Hackfist.
Well, yeah. He basically formed the Hackfist man. I'll tell you, right. This kid, what he does, and he does not pop up individually. What he does is he just presses buttons, and then his other DPS pops up because he just creates so much space and is more of a setup DPS player. And you've seen the benefit that's had
You
for the
need
kid.
that.
But then you have, we have a big brain in Doa, and he's playing the Mei, who couldn't be a more perfect setup character. And then Decay just gets free reign to run in and clean house, and it's an absolute
Exactly.
joy to watch. It is
Yeah, I
so
told
awesome.
you. Well, they
Listen,
picked up
I hate
Doha.
this-
It was a really good pickup.
I hate the people who look at players like Doha and are just like, well, both DPS need to pop off. No.
Well, okay, give me another example. Ivy on the Philadelphia Fusion.
Yeah.
He's not always. I mean, he has his moments, but he's always been a mechanically sound DPS that's not going to make many mistakes.
Another example,
Yeah.
Asuka from Lunatic High back in Apex season. That was a bit of an dodge, but yeah, he was not like some let's go kill everything DPS. Nah, that was who are you?
Another one I'd like to touch on is Charge smashing Titans 3-0. But
that pissed me off so. I
with
watched
that,
it live 'cause
the
I
return of
couldn't
Happy.
sleep.
I was
So
so happy to see Happy back in their lineup. He's on my
Right.
fantasy team for a reason. I love watching this player do his thing.
We all forgot about the fantasy thing. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to play
Yeah,
fantasy
we-
with this new setup and
What
all
did-
of that's been going on with
Yeah, it
COVID
really
and the
is.
cancellations and all of that. It's definitely thrown fantasy leagues into a bit of a chaotic turn. But
The
Yeah, I
only-
think
what a star DPS player.
the
I
thing
mean,
the
what
Sixers
other
made
what
from
other
the
teams do you
Guangzhou
think you want to
game
highlight
is-
from last week? I mean, the Shock they came back. They look pretty good. And I feel like another team that I want to highlight. I mean, other than the Philadelphia Fusion, I think there's a team that's making a case for the second best team in the league right now. And I think it has to be the Shanghai Dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's
Yeah.
one that Wolf is arguing to be the champions. He keeps
tripped a
talking
little
about it
bit
over
on
and
the
over
game.
again. Wolf and Achilles have been casting a
I
lot of
made
Chinese
you put them
contender or
apart.
Chinese.
I mean, I said this, right? Like, you lose the Chengdu, that's not like a loss. It's like, oh shit, we didn't prepare.
Well, yeah, the
Just
clown
like,
fee
you're
has to beat
expecting
you.
one thing. You're expecting one thing, and then they run a ball roadhog, and you're just like, what the?
Yeah, and then you're dead.
Expect the unexpected from Fected. From
Yeah, the
from-
Fuel are going to go up against San Francisco this week. We'll see. Both of them coming off of 3-0 sweeps. You know, Dallas Fuel definitely stonks going up, but I don't know if they're going to get that revenge kill.
I mean, can I make my last point on last week? And I'm just going to say Sinatra was missing again last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep, furthering the rumors.
Well, my rumor that I created.
Yes,
rumor.
Ocean's rumor.
Ocean's rumor.
Ocean's rumor.
And then
That's gonna be a segment.
also
Ocean's rumors. I think we just created a segment, boys.
What? No, okay. If
Made an
that
entire
thing ends up
transition
happening
screen.
and I don't get hired, then this is ridiculous.
If it comes true, you want to share with the world what your rumor is?
That Sinatra is just not playing Overwatch anymore. He's gonna go pro in Valorant. He's giving up on them here. He's not gonna be. I think he'll maybe play 2 more series this Overwatch League season.
I mean, it's a juicy take, and he has been 100% streaming Valorant since the beta.
And
So-
he has not been playing on the Overwatch League stage since. And he hasn't tweeted anything about Overwatch. And I mean, I don't blame him. So
But seriously, how many
Painfully
games has it been? How many weeks has it been since we've seen Sinatra on the stage?
3.
3.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So just real quick, I know we were going over that. Let me just read off the scores real quick, so we can just pick and choose. We already picked and choose the 2 Vancouver games and obviously Shanghai, but we can just go through the scores and like just quick opinions. Obviously, the Spark 3-0'd the Hunters game. That's first game of the weekend.
Chinese teams, anyone can beat anyone, it seems.
It really
Yeah, they're really back and forth.
I think the Spark looked the weakest of the 4, in my opinion, right now. Though. I would go Shanghai, Charge, Chengdu, Spark as far as the way I rank the 4 Chinese teams at the moment.
I mean,
I'd agree
my
to that.
thing is, okay, the Chengdu are the clowniest of the 4. Right? They're the clowniest. Spark's roster's better. They've got some players that haven't played yet, Coldest and Otto in particular, I really want to see on stage.
I mean, the Spark had the highest finish from Season 2. They,
They be in their starting lineup, but I want to see them play. So I would not call any of the 4 teams weak for one. So
the weakest of the stronger teams. Is that a better way to say it?
that is a better way to say it. Yes.
Okay, and then obviously the next game was the 3-0 Charge 3-0's the Titans, where the Titans would stubbornly not get off of dive the entire goddamn time.
and didn't play Hacksaw,
No, they did not.
which is just a big, like, You're
Actually,
playing-
I'm looking ahead. I'll talk about Philly Paris first, and then I want to talk about Boston and how they only have 6 players on their roster currently.
Yes, and then we have the
As if
Philadelphia
Boston couldn't
Fusion
get any
Paris
worse.
Eternal. Yeah, Philadelphia Fusion Paris Eternal. Philadelphia Fusion reverse sweeps the Paris Eternal for a 3-2 victory.
Yes, that was a
Speaking
very,
That was
very
a
good
fun
game.
game to watch.
Boombox
Yeah.
was back, actually. That's something. Boombox was back, and he looked really, really good on the Baptiste.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's one thing. But on the Houston Outlaws versus Boston Uprising, Houston looked really good in this series, actually. They looked consistent. And
Boston
Dante
looks like the worst team in the league.
Pretty solid DPS duo. But Boston Uprising, 6 players on their roster now after Swimmer is now left in Boston Uprising. That thing happened last week about that person that needs to, seriously just go to
Remain
jail.
nameless.
Yep, add him to the
Um,
thou who shall not be spoken list.
Yes, and
Boston has 2 of them.
Axiom's going
Owl's
back to
Yell
him
team?
with back trouble. So they have 6 players. They've got Jerry, Bruce, and Halo, Color X, Mimbyong, and Fusions.
Poor Myeongbong. That dude is way too talented to be on that team.
I mean, even look at if I look at that team, like, okay, 4 of those players you can maybe have in bench. Well, apart from Myeongbong, who can start on an Overwatch League team.
It could
Four
start
of those
an
players-
Overwatch League team.
Yes, okay, yes. Fusions has some leadership skills to him, so he's an asset that you could use in an Overwatch League team, maybe but
I
he
feel like-
has a pretty
I
decent
feel like
Reinhardt.
Fusion,
Has a pretty
I
decent
feel like
Reinhardt.
Fusions could go into a place where a main tank is like underperforming, and he could go in and challenge that main tank for their spot.
Yeah, definitely. Color Hex, I think, is really talented. I think he's probably, oh, dare I say it, the most talented player that's ever came from that region, apart from Dreamer.
Imagine if Fusions went to Toronto. Seriously,
There you go.
I think that would be a sick pickup. I think that would be
Yeah.
a sick
there you
pickup
go.
for
It
Toronto.
Fusion-
absolutely would be.
And they
Never
play
Yeah,
each other
Fusion.
here in week 11, and that's another Toronto's head coach retired.
Yeah, I mean, but have you seen who they hired as head coach?
I did not see who the replacement
they have
is.
3.
It's Lilbo, who, I mean, arguably should be playing on that roster. We discussed this at the start of the season.
Where would
was
we
very,
know-
very talented.
Where would we know them from?
Gigante.
Okay.
Played in
Gigante.
Contenders Gauntlet, and he, he of course won European Contenders, they won in European Contenders the following season. And I could have arguably picked him up as a second main support, but he's a very, very talented player, has a very big brain, was one of the best IG and he's done well. So I think him as head coach is going to look very good for them.
Yeah. And then,
Yep. But Boston
After-
again.
so honestly, enough with the basically shit talking Boston.
No,
we can
look,
go,
right, Jeremy,
we can go in on them. We can go in on them later.
The Brucein and Halo are just shit. So I mean, there you go. I mean, sorry, Boston.
No. Okay. Then the game after that, Bullskunk you can cheer. Dallas Steel 3-0 the Washington Justice in dominant fashion.
Burn Blue? Oh, yeah. Harry Hook's first win since season 1 on the stage. The most dominant performance out of the Fuel since, I think ever. I don't think they ever looked that good. Even with the Mickey Briggs scenario where they were able to take advantage of Brig being able to bash through shields and do all of that on King's Row.
Yeah.
I said the other match where they looked good was XQC alphaing Fissure when Fissure was on Glads. I'd say those two individual games, both on King's Row, were the only thing that comes close. Individual
Actually,
maps,
I have
not even the whole
another one.
series. But that
I have
was a
another-
consistently dominant performance by the Fuel. Fastest time ever
I
put up on Hanamura.
As I was saying, I have one more from the Fuel. It's actually a game they lost, but they look really good. It's when they were still figuring things up. From the Fuel.
Yeah. No, that was a good one as well. The last game of season 1 for them, where they lost to NYXL in the Stage 4 playoffs, that was a heck of a series as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
those
dominant
are
like
games I
this.
think-
This was dominant. And I think Washington Justice are the gatekeepers for the middle tier. I think they're playing the Justice is kind of the bar of whether you belong in the lower tier or the middle tier scenario in my mind. I mean, just on my eye test and what we've seen in 10 weeks of OWL, they're the gatekeepers between bottom tier and middle tier.
I feel like the Washington Justice
Remember-
should be a lot better than they are. Like,
No, yeah, remember when
look
people
at the
thought
talent on that
Washington
team.
top 8?
Elivo, Roar, Tuba, Corey, Ark, and God. I mean, they're just being screwed over by one, the fact that Lulsish can't play because visa issues, and two, I mean, they keep playing Stratus for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay, the next game on, another disappointment from the Vancouver Titans being 3-1 by the Chengdu Hunters.
I like the way that you pronounce Chengdu properly. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like the Hunters. Enough said, move on.
Shanghai won 3-0. Shanghai looked very, very good. Stan 1 might actually be a contender for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but I think Alarm's got that one in the bag. So this kind of last thing I want to talk about here for Al. We got some Fusion love in chat here. Red, bragging about the Fusion there, and then we had a comment saying that they're only good if Carpe pops off. I actually disagree with that. I think their support line is nutty.
Oh no, their support line. Their
The
support
alarm-
line. Their
The
support
Alarm
line.
is carrying that team,
Their
and
support
I think
line
he's
is scary.
hands down Rookie of the Year for me right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no.
Shall we move on?
Fusion
We've
support line.
Yeah,
spent
we'll
a
come
lot of
back to
time on
Valorant.
this.
We'll come back to Overwatch League later because
I want to get Sayo
Yeah.
involved. Our
Yeah.
guest has been over there
Yeah.
quiet,
Absolutely.
just watching us ramble on here.
Ramble.
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 Ramble rumble.
Rada.
Rada.
Alrighty, so
Okay, Chowder.
as a special treat, Sayo, I believe you have put a video together for us.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go ahead and play that video in the background while we're talking. I went ahead and turn the audio off just so we don't get any copyright issues with the music.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So, okay, so Sayo, me being you know, not Valorant person, I don't know anything about not that I hate it. I've never, experienced it. I've never played it. What is, because I've heard it's a lot of like Overwatch, CS:GO like mixed together.
Oh, it's nothing like Overwatch.
It's
Nothing like Overwatch.
Yeah, it's nothing like it.
So from what I'm looking at, it kind of looks like Team Fortress a little bit.
The graphics kind of.
Yeah. So, is there like a specific character that you like to play? What's your favorite? What's your go-to gun?
There's no.
Sage mostly.
So,
I played a lot of
Support
Phoenix
kind
myself.
of
I like the
player?
Twitcher too.
Kind
I
of
like the
player?
Twitcher too.
Like I say support, like it seems to have a lot of different. Or but like especially in games like this, it's not really hard out to play like sort of support characters. Games like require a lot of aim, like for example CS:GO. So so what?
A normal support would.
Mhm.
But as long as your team isn't getting one shot and is smart and plays around the fact that you have a Sage, they can normally back up and
I mean,
just heal and then re-engage from that.
there was one team fight where I was playing with where I had a Phoenix where literally he used his ultimate. It was last fight. It was I think it was 12. I think it was 12-12 or 11-11, whatever an overtime score would be. And I just had our Phoenix go in, get a double kill, get killed. Then he went out again, killed another one, died. I rezzed him, and then he killed again and got an ace.
I mean, res in that game is super powerful, as you can imagine. I mean, a game with no respawns in there. I mean, being able to pull one back is about as powerful as it gets.
What are the game modes for this?
It's just bomb.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is it search and destroy kind of?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, an attack and defend style thing where you start off, you play.
You have 2 points where you can plant this.
2
bomb.
or 3. It depends on the map.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I've literally gotten only one map, and it's the one that's currently on the video.
So, you said you've been playing this obviously for about since beta dropped and everything like that.
I think actually, I think I got the key, the reveal stuff. I was watching, didn't get a key. And then the day that the beta came out, I was still watching, didn't get a key. And I think the second day into that, that's when I got the key.
Okay.
Who were you watching? Who did you choose to watch to try to get your keys?
It was a combination of Emong and Seagull.
Yeah, Seagull was one of mine. I was watching a lot of Reinforce as well myself.
I watched Seagull, Emong, and Tim the Tatman.
There you go. All 3 Overwatch streamers, or at least at some point.
Yeah.
Emong's the best. Emong is so lovable. It's like, how can you not love Emong?
Go.
Yeah, it is CS:GO.
CS:GO?
Yeah, it's CS:GO with abilities, basically.
Because you do have that attack defense style as well as the economy of buying weapons and buying your upgrades and your skills.
Adding abilities to a game like CS:GO actually changes the game style so heavily, though.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I've taken a great love to Cypher, and knowledge is power in that game. And I don't know, he just fits my style so well. I love using the camera.
The way you're going, play style, and everything.
Oh, and his ultimate, you get an early kill, and then his ultimate ability allows you to, or is it a signature ability? I forget their technical terms.
It's his ultimate.
It is an ultimate ability?
He will put his hat on, he will put a thing on an enemy player, and it reveals every single enemy's location.
Correct. Yeah, that's one magic hat he's got. I love it. Absolutely love it. What a cool ultimate.
I want it.
So I got a question. So the 3 characters that you mentioned, what are their abilities that you like to use?
So
Currently,
Sage.
Yeah, I was about to say I mostly play Sage. I
Yeah.
personally like using her wall quite a lot. If you can do the wall, you place yourself on top of it, put it on a doorway where if they have to destroy the wall and they have to come through it, you're already standing on top of the wall, and you could just, if it's multiple enemies, you have just an easier time getting a headshot. You can get 2 or 3 kills there before they even look up and notice you.
So basically, yeah, Sage. I like to use slow orbs more. Because basically the way that I play it is, if a team pushes one way, you basically, like, a team pushes through like a tiny little area, and you're solo holding that angle or whatever, you can slow it and then wait for others to rotate around to help you.
Yeah, it buys
And
a
then-
lot of time. No one's
yeah.
gonna go run into that. Explain that slow orb a little bit, because it's got a very unique application.
So the slow orb is basically, well, as the name suggests, it slows them, but it also, if the enemy walks on it, it creates a very loud and distinct noise that you can tell. Like if someone's pushing on it.
Well, and the orb covers the ground, right, in like an icy
Yeah.
substance. So as
Mhm.
opposed
And
to a
it
lot of the
adapts to,
smoke
like,
orbs you
the-
may be, familiar with, familiar with seeing in Valorant, because there's a lot of those. Yeah, this one has this like covers the ground thing, right?
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. Very very cool ability.
It also adapts to whatever surface it's thrown at.
Right, where it'll
Nice.
creep around.
Yeah.
It gives you one good bounce, so if you need to put it around a corner, you could just bounce it off the wall.
Say, I got a follow-up question. What weapons have you been using? We see a lot of the sniper, the big sniper rifle here in the clips. Do you have some other favorite guns, or are you pretty much sticking with that quick scope?
I think by far it's the Vandal, which is the AK.
Okay.
Because I normally just set my crosshair at head level, hold an angle, and if they peek it, they just get one shot by it.
I've
I've
become
been
quite
using-
attached to the Guardian myself.
Yeah, I've mostly used the Vandal. I will say this, I'm trash at aiming though. So 99% of the time, the slow orb or the wall are my best friends.
So, what advice would you give to a new person coming in playing this game?
Take it slow.
Take it slow.
I know I spent a lot of time in that practice range.
What character would you recommend someone use that's just beginning? That's probably the easiest character to probably get acclimated to.
Probably Brimstone.
And
With
follow.
the smokes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, back to advice for new players. I mean, I would definitely value some input on this, but I say sticking together. I mean, just as much as Overwatch. I mean, maybe you don't have to quite death ball as much as you do in Overwatch, but working with your team is just so important.
Coordination is so big because during one of the games that I was in, a team completely just decided we're just gonna 5 push point A or B. So literally my entire team went down. So if they're going B, which I just started putting wall at B since there was only one entrance point to point B unless you go through heaven, which we had 2 people at mid, 2 people at A, and I put a wall on B. So if they destroyed my wall, my entire team would rush B, and we would catch them pushing into B because I put my slow orbs right there, and we would just catch them all there. And we did that until we actually came back and won the game 13-8. They only won 2 more rounds off of us after we figured out a strategy.
Well, and you gotta, I mean, it really does focus around the spike, which is what they call the bomb in Valorant. You know, the item somebody's carrying and they're trying to plant, and if that explodes, you know, attackers win. If you defuse it, defenders win, no matter how many players are left on either side. And I think you've really got to focus around.
Another thing is, if you know that the spike is about to explode, get the F out of there, because if the spike explodes on you, you lose all your weapons.
Yeah.
So another question. So do you know what game modes they're going to have?
I think it's probably just gonna be this one.
Just that one? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
probably.
Yeah, they're trying to
do
keep
you?
it as esports friendly as possible. It's kind of like, League of Legends has only one map.
True. True. Do you think that eventually down the road they're going to develop more game modes, or is there multiple maps? Is there multiple maps that you can play on for this, or is it just like one map for the beta?
There's 3 maps right now in
Three
the beta.
maps.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those maps, how would you rank them?
It's a little controversial. I like Haven number 1, Bind second, and Split last.
Which are those maps for those of us who?
So Haven's the one with 3 points. And it's like I'm gonna say Japanese kind of, like with like the temples and whatnot.
Right.
Bind is the desert one, and then Split is like a small one. It's hard to explain the
Yeah,
term
that was
Split.
kind
I know which
of
one.
the urban complex style, right? With
Yeah,
the climbing
that.
ropes, right? With
Yeah,
the climbing
that.
ropes and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Split is my mid, Haven is my first.
I think it's funny that Valorant apparently. I mean, it's literally the river with a gondola and the bridge going over
Yeah.
it. I
So,
expect to
my
see
question
Lucio
is-
come wall riding by and boop, Cypher
question
into
is-
the drink.
For Valorant, does Rialto have the highest full hold rate?
Oh my god.
And burning questions indeed that I don't have answers for, unfortunately.
Hey, Cio, we both stream. We should both just stream together and play Valorant, and
Sure.
you can carry me hard because I can't aim worth a damn.
I'm down.
Telling
Hey,
you
it's
that
like the thing-
practice range, Airborne. I haven't
I
played.
can't.
Both
You think
you're
I came in and just spent hours in that practice range.
Was-
I get
was the
between
last time-
27 and 29 of the 30. Okay,
I think I've only been playing PC for about a year now, but
Yeah.
I'd
Mhm.
say probably 3/4 of it was like gaming, like Overwatch and CS or whatever, and then the other fourth was like just mechanic training
Yeah.
because I came from console, so
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
nothing.
Full Skunk. The thing is, you joyfully assume is that I have aim on Xbox as well. I don't either. There's a reason I play.
my real
Fair
question is both of them. Have you used a keyboard and mouse since either me or Airborne were actually alive?
I played the 5th.
Fair.
And for those who aren't in a, that would mean I decline to answer in the fear that it might incriminate me.
Yikes.
You know nothing.
Hey,
nothing.
with that said, the amazing training range in Valorant, which God, I wish they bring something like that into Overwatch. It is so in depth and it is so helpful. Just the way they set up the practice range and all the tools they give you to work with. Figuring out recoil patterns, being able to set distance on targets, and then you have a close-up little version of the target so you can clearly see where your shots are landing and the patterns they're creating, going up against the 30 spawn-in bots to get your reflexes back up to snuff. Their practice range is really, really good.
Whatchamacallit? I think the first thing, because you know how they test like your aiming, on scores 1 through 20, or saying good, fair, and stuff like that. My first try, I got 3.
Out of 30? Yep. You need more practice in that training.
I'm better
range, my
now.
friend.
I'm better now. Like literally just grinding it for like a straight.
Yeah,
week.
didn't you say you got 4 this morning?
It's improvement.
It is improvement. Last time I did it after like a straight week of playing it. Now I can hit like 16 or 17. So
I think I averaged like
Nice.
24, 25.
yeah, there's your aim difference.
Yay!
Hey,
Like the
So,
reactions from just playing first-person shooters is there. It's just sometimes I just don't land on the target. Sometimes I'm like an inch off, and I'm just like.
that's another brilliant thing about that training range is it allows you to adjust your sensitivity in like micro portions on the fly. So you actually have little shot targets on the console in front of you when you start the aim training. You have a little console that just sits right in front of you. It says start, and
Literally,
then
it's just
above
like
it, you've got
1.1,
aim up
1.2,
and down, and it shows your
1.4,
sensitivity
1.5,
there.
1.6.
Dude, super handy.
Yeah.
I can't brag about that training range enough. All games just need to emulate that.
Yeah, that's good.
What other games do you play on PC, Sayo?
I have Overwatch, CS, Valorant, of course, and just a bunch of other like random games like Skyrim, Minecraft, Doom, Rainbow
Emulators.
Six.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those. Just one.
Raid Shadow Legends, the best game ever made. Sorry.
The recent adverts have been even cringier.
What's that?
For Legends, like it's ridiculous.
Raid Shadow. Wait.
I mean, have you seen the
Raid
ones where
Shadow.
the guy's just interviewing all the crap characters they have? Like
My
what?
favorite are the mobile games that advertise the game looks like this, like one way, and then you get in the game and it's the complete polar opposite.
Correct. It really is.
Is that like a bit like Overwatch, like advertising the fact that they have a tier 2 scene and then realizing, oh
No.
shit, we just blew it up.
Oh. Sad face. Sad face for tier 2.
Tier 2 just doesn't seem to be lucky. They seem to be the worst tier in console watch, and I just seem to be like get pooped on on PC. So
I know, totally separate spectrums too. Yes, go support your contenders. Go support the contender scene. So good.
Go support them.
So
Love 'em.
good.
What's
Do
left
it
of
right,
it.
meow.
Compliment them.
Do it right, meow.
Yep. Yep.
Compliment
a lot of it done
them.
on
Love
Elo
them.
Hill
Share them.
Esports. Also, another one is Reflash Productions. Go support them. They do a lot of open division stuff.
Raid Flash Productions, yes, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of great stuff like
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Um,
BHP and Moxie and who else on their door? And there's some great cast.
I mean, actually, I wanted to talk about Reflash. I wanted to talk about Reflash and particularly Moxie because I remember watching. I think it was broadcast of Moxie like maybe like a month or 2 months back or something. But they have improved, or she has improved a lot, like a lot,
yeah.
and I have been severely impressed by that grind because I was watching a stream. Was it like a couple days ago, like a couple 4 days ago maybe.
Grind it.
Watching a stream and they were very, very good. Stood out massively on broadcast.
Oh yeah, BHP is awesome too. I mean, he's just a very,
such a
very
unique
solid
style.
caster. Yeah, very
More
unique
dad
style.
jokes.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah, we had 2 more
slower than a lot of the Overwatch
we are
3 play by
up
plays
there.
and contenders play by plays, but it's just a unique, calm style. And I feel like a bouncier color commentator, like someone like Monte Cristo or even Moxie herself, like works really well with that. You know, because you have a chance for you to be like a little bit more of a highlight sometimes, and you get more, sort of depth in your analysis, and you kind of feel heard more. He sets it up a lot better for that sort of stuff, and it's not just like a one-way setup; it's like a two-way setup sort of thing. And I really like the way he brings that to his work.
Agreed. Well, speaking of dad jokes, we do have. Was it 46?
46.
46,
Dad joke.
guys.
I've got one.
To get
right
through.
Do
here.
you?
Yeah,
Before we get into that, I would like to take a moment to Ocean brought this up earlier. So Ocean, thank you. Rick May has passed away. And for those of you who do not know who Rick May is, Ocean, go ahead.
So Rick May was a fantastic voice actor who did a lot of work with various gaming companies. His most known work was probably Soldier and Team Fortress 2, and I know that was a very fun character for a lot of people. Although his most iconic line was probably do a barrel roll from Star Fox. So it's definitely an unfortunate loss and yet another unfortunate time with this coronavirus taking a lot of lives. So stay safe, everyone. And it's definitely unfortunate for him, but we're going to move on and hopefully protect his legacy. But we got some dad jokes, and I've got my first dad joke. So I've got my first joke. I'm just trying to come up with it. Oh yeah, it's a dad. That's a joke. Oh yeah, it's Knight Rider.
Hey-o! Opening up strong and juicy. I like it. I like it. Say, I'm gonna expect to hear one from you eventually, but we'll give you a minute to come up with a dad joke. I'm not gonna put you on the spot right out of the gate. We're gonna get to you about 20 or 25 dad jokes in, but be prepped, my friend, because it's coming. I got one.
Oh, nice.
Yep. What does a dinosaur use to pay its bills?
Go on.
Tyrannosaurus checks.
I think I'll definitely help you out here real quick and give you another. So anyways, I might as well help you get one of those off the list. But I was trying to figure out why the Scarecrow won an award.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Hey, oh, that's a good dad joke. Right on point. Ryder, Airborne, what you got? Oh, I think we lost Ryder.
You're the actual dad here.
Right? Ryder?
Well, I think we did.
We lost Ryder. Oh,
Nice,
no.
Ryder.
Oh, and now he broke the cameras. Oh,
Fine, I
my
got one.
goodness.
Am I good?
I got one. I got one.
Cameras. I'm not a Knight Rider's fault.
Yeah.
Knight Rider's fault.
Yeah, we
Because
broke the
mind. We got
cameras.
Polska's little eye on it. It's good.
We're good.
We're not good. I had to fix everything. Anyways, I may as well take a dad joke off you again, right? So I'm just gonna help you out
Okay,
again.
go for it. I got a good one.
Oh,
got
go
one
on,
too.
go on. Fine, you can go.
Okay, all right. So I don't know if you guys saw in the news the other day, but
No.
two ships collided. One was carrying the entire ship was just red paint. The other one was just blue paint. Unfortunately, all the passengers were marooned.
It sounds like a violent wreck.
Let's go. That's a 2-for-1.
Right off the cuff.
So the problem is actually that maroon joke reminded me of my.
Hopefully we lost Ocean's last dad joke because I don't know.
Yikes. All right, guys,
It
we're
was a
back.
killer.
We're back.
Another thing. What kind of magazines do cows read?
What kind of magazines do cows read?
A catalog.
Ah.
What should I call him?
Roberto.
Fuck!
Oh, you gotta be quick to get past this,
I
Dad.
got him.
Gotta be quick to get past this, Dad.
Usually I'm really quick on these ones. It's the only one I've gotten tonight.
Oh,
I got one
damn.
for you. When does a sandwich cook? When does a sandwich cook?
When does a sandwich cook? When does
When
a
she's
sandwich
at the
cook?
beach.
No. When it's bacon,
Oh,
lettuce,
okay.
and tomato.
Oh.
Eh.
Bacon with a K? Huh?
Yeah.
So, guys, just another thing. Did you know that
Yeah.
whiteboards are great? In fact,
Yes, they are remarkable.
there you go.
That was the next joke I was gonna tell.
Oh, I'm stealing dad jokes from the same source. You gotta dig deeper in your Google searches, guys.
I know, I have a dad joke list. It's huge.
Right,
and
so
it's
we
just,
have-
like,
we,
the next one.
So I was talking to my girl the other day, and she said I only had 2 faults.
All right, that's the joke right there. You're
remember
talking
the
to an
other one.
e-girl.
Right? No, it was a good joke. But one of my 2 faults was I don't listen, and I can't remember the other one.
Yes.
That was
Well-
good.
What did the frog do when his car wouldn't start?
No,
He
what did the frog do?
Ribbit.
Well, it needed a jump, and when that didn't work, he had to get it towed.
So, here I have a question for you all.
Okay, I got an answer for you. Let's see if they match.
I know. So why did the tomato blush?
He saw the salad dressing.
Yes.
Boom.
Uh, all these jokes are great, but
we scared off our guest, by the way. The jokes are just too bad. We scared him
Yeah.
off.
the problem is, right?
Sayo had to go dig
all-
deep for some jokes.
Oh no! He had to go take his dog out real quick.
Gotcha.
What? No.
Yeah.
So the problem with these jokes is I really like eyes jokes about eyes. The cornier, the better.
Yes, yes, I approve. I approve.
Okay, so nowadays, do you guys know how to weigh a millennial?
I can't say that I do.
In Instagrams.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go.
No, it wasn't
Uh,
good.
Let's see.
So-
Oh, what is the least spoken language in the world?
I know the actual
Sign
answer
language.
for this.
Sign
what is it?
language.
There you go.
Boom. More a riddle than a joke, but yes.
Yo, I'm doing pretty
The
good.
dad
today,
on fire
huh?
today.
Yeah.
What
So
is
I was
what
reading a
is-
story. Okay, go on, everyone.
what is the name of the Egyptian pharaoh buried with chocolate and nuts?
Chocolate and nut.
Taking
Ah.
cannot. I don't know.
Pharaoh
Nougat?
Rocher. It's pharaoh.
Ah. Okay.
So I'm sorry.
go
I'm
ahead,
currently
go ahead.
reading a horror story in Braille. Something's bad's gonna happen. I'm gonna feel it.
God.
I can feel it. Nice.
What weighs more? What weighs more, a gallon of water or a gallon of butane?
I'm about to bust.
The water. Butane is lighter fluid.
Yeah. Say how you looking over there. We're getting to about your number here.
Oh, we are.
So I was talking to Knight Rider, and I was saying, you know, how it's gonna be difficult for him to get back to casting because of his old age, and I was saying, yeah.
Bulls got
but,
told to me.
Shut
The
up.
problem was, Knight Rider was just saying age is just a number, but I was like really angry because age is just clearly a word.
Yes. I got one for you.
So go for it.
Why couldn't the Sesame Seed quit playing Overwatch? Just couldn't quit playing Overwatch.
The Sesame Seed couldn't quit playing Overwatch. He was on a roll.
He was on a roll. Boom.
Yeah, just like Knight Rider.
You are on a roll today,
No.
sir.
Yo.
How do you make your waterbed more bouncy?
How do you make your waterbed more bouncy?
More bouncy.
I'm gonna give Knight Rider a chance to get this one.
You put some jellyfish in it.
No. You add spring water.
Spring
Ah,
water. There you go.
okay. A butcher accidentally backed his meat into his meat grinder, and he got a little behind in his work.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, Airborne, did you steal my Microsoft Office? Because I will find you. You have my word.
Too bad he's busy. He's too busy excelling at it.
Yes. There you go, a little twofer.
He's making a PowerPoint by
that-
stealing your Word documents.
Oh my. Oh my. Way to paint a picture. All right. What do you call a pig who takes karate?
Pork chop.
Indeed.
Uh,
Sail, you're up, sir.
Alright.
Sail,
I'm up.
we gotta
Yeah,
give it to
let's
the
go,
guest. Yeah, we gotta
Sail.
throw it to the guest.
All right. Did you hear about the monkeys who shared an Amazon account? They were primates.
Ah, primates.
Okay,
Nice,
okay.
nice. I approve.
So, Bullskunk, this is a joke about you in a couple years' time. So, I know a lot of jokes about
Ooh.
retired people, but none of them work.
Oh. I think that's me 2020. Shit.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but when he doesn't finish his food, am I gonna let that shit go to waste? Nope.
You're in there eating baby food. Like,
No, he eats regular food. It's just a lot of fried food.
oh.
It's like pizza or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or some chicken nuggets. It's bad, man.
All right. Let's keep this train rolling. What do you call acorns in the hood?
Acorns in the hood.
In the hood. What do you call acorns?
A hard nut.
Trees nuts.
Trees nuts.
This one actually makes sense on my namesake. But what lies at the bottom of the ocean and twitches?
Oh, I've actually told this one on this channel before. I won't spoil it.
What lies at the bottom of the ocean and twitches?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I
Did you
don't
tell it
know.
on podcast? Because I
No.
didn't.
It was during a
Okay.
match. No.
Okay,
It's
I have a list.
it's still
I
valid.
have a list beside me.
You gotta give us the
All
answer.
right.
What sits on the bottom of the
What-
ocean?
what
and
is it?
twitches?
It's the nervous wreck.
A nervous
Boom.
wreck.
I like that one.
It's,
I like that one.
All right. Let me see
I
if I
only
can
have
get.
like 3 left on my list. I might have to go.
How
to
many
the
do we
internet
need
now.
left? Oh, 18. Jeez,
Just went to
guys.
17. What's the difference
Go
between
ahead.
a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
What?
What's the difference
I don't
between
know.
a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
I
A
don't
tire.
know. Ah, I like that. I like that.
Got
Yeah. So
So-
unfortunately, 2 years ago, my doctor said I was going deaf. I haven't heard from him since.
I like that too.
So
I've got 2
That's
left.
right.
Boys.
last night I said to my wife, when I die, I'd like to die having sex. She replied with, "At least it'll be quick."
Oh. Zing.
So my wife came over to me and she goes, "What rhymes with orange?" I look at her. I go, "No, it doesn't."
Zing. This one's apropos. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu? One requires treatment, the other needs ointment.
Okay. 5 out of 4 people admit they're bad with fractions.
That means somebody
Yeah,
here
so-
is, considering there's 5 of us.
My mother was really sad because, she was really angry at me as well because, I didn't have a good sense of direction. So I packed up my stuff and right.
Your delivery was slightly off, but I liked the joke.
Little
I
bit.
liked the
I
joke.
fucked that one because I was trying to read it from like the page to the left of me, and it's not easy. Okay.
What does a bodybuilder say when he runs out of protein powder?
I'll be back.
No way!
What is orange and sounds like a parrot?
Oh, I don't know.
A carrot.
I think you get half for that one. I'm not...
This is my last one. It is the worst one. I saved the worst one for last. I said, "What's blue and smells like red paint?"
What's blue and smells like what?
Red
Red
paint.
paint. Blue paint.
Fuck.
Hey, Ocean.
What?
What rhymes with boo and stinks?
Boom.
You.
I don't have to be here.
I think it was
can
the
leave.
other half of Ryder's joke. He just gets 2 half points for these guys.
Honestly, there's a reason no one wants.
What do Santa's elves listen to while they work? Rap music.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I have now retrieved a website where I can look at jokes and I can see the website that Ryder's on because I've seen
Yeah?
these from him. Yeah, you're filthy.
What did the
website
baker tell his
secretary.
wife on Valentine's Day?
What did the baker tell
What
his
did the
wife on
baker tell
Valentine's
his
Day?
wife on Valentine's Day? You're the lotion of
Oh.
my
I
life.
I like that. Okay.
So
6 more, boys. 6 more.
All
So
right.
apparently she's calling me. All I wanted was one night stand.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Sounds like
What? I missed that one. I blinked.
Yeah, okay. So the furniture store keeps calling me. All I wanted was one nightstand.
Ah, yes. I think that one
So
deserved a little more setup.
I have a really good question here. If two vegans get in a fight, is it still considered a beef?
All right. Valid questions. Say, you got any more for us? Yeah, you've been kind of quiet over there. I want to make sure, make sure you're included. You can just be included by laughing at our stupidity. That's perfectly acceptable. We are some goofy mofos. Why can't Simba be trusted, by the way? Just want to pose these burning questions. Why can't Simba be trusted? He's a lion king.
Yeah, he's a lion king. I almost had that.
You were close. It was on the tip of your tongue. You were close.
Yeah. So why did the math book look so sad?
Why did the math book look so sad?
Because of all of its problems.
Lots of problems. Lots of problems. 3 left, boys. Let's finish strong.
Three
all of us have
left.
to get to
Okay,
things.
so-
We all got things we
so-
got to do here very quickly.
Right. So my friend Fran was struggling to put on her shoes, and she was like, "Can you help me put them on for me?" I was like, "Yeah, I can try, but they might not fit me."
Good old Fran.
Good old Fran. Let's see. Oh, I like this one. I needed a new vacuum. And so I went shopping for new vacuums. Man, I was just so disappointed.
Why, they all suck?
The selection sucked.
So did you know that there's actually a united actual state in the U.S. That's famous for extra small soft drinks?
Extra small soft drinks, you say?
Yeah, Minnesota.
The old mini soda. All right, and that zeroes us out, my friend. Save it for next time, Ocean. Put it on the list. We'll
Save
get
it
more.
next time.
We'll get more
No,
for
it was
next week. Don't you worry. We'll try not to let it stack up so much. Sorry, friends at home.
And
We're ending on that one.
We're ending on that one. We're ending on
All right,
mini
guys.
soda.
Thank you for
That was
tuning in
really
to another
so cool.
episode of D.VA Ate My Podcast. If you guys haven't already, please go follow us on Twitter. Follow us right here on Bullskunk's channel. Make sure you have those notifications on so you can always see when he is streaming, when we're going live. And make sure you guys go ahead and follow us on YouTube. If you haven't already, please check out sostickclothing.co. It's .co, not .com. When you go there, when you go to check out, use our special promo code STREAMCONSOLE. One word, all capitalized. It is STREAMCONSOLE. All one word, caps, and sostickclothing.co. And after you're done doing that, head over to nonamenerd.com. They got some awesome stuff. Real cheap prices, real great, items. Really cool.
One of our
They-
sponsors.
Is it Oceancast GG? G sponsor?
Yeah, it's GG on Twitter. Down.
Oh, okay. Don't follow him. He posts only for e-girls. So I mean, unless you want to be his e-girl,
Go
I
follow
wouldn't
our guest.
follow him.
Our
Yes,
man
I
of
mean-
the hour.
I
So
made
if
a
you guys
really
haven't
good
already, please
plate,
go check out
and,
all those. Make sure you guys check out Saguli at Saguli _OW. Check out myself at Chris _Clark03, at Bullskunk, at Airborne 1300, and at Oceancast GG if you want to know when National Bat Day is. International Bat Day.
International Batman Day? What?
International
Where
Batman
is she? Oh, wait, sorry.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I know this episode was a little rough with the internet issues, but the entire episode in all of its entirety will be up on our YouTube in the coming days. And I know that our last episode did not have any audio, so we are going to fix that, get that up, and everything as well. We're gonna get it fixed, guys. We're CST. We can get it fixed. We got it fixed. But I know some of you guys reached out. Thank you for letting us know. We appreciate the feedback as always. Make sure you like, subscribe, and stars. Say bye to the folks, guys.
Bye
Bye, friends.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
Thank you so
man.
much,
Thank you
Saguli.
for being
It was
here.
an absolute pleasure.
Yes, sir.